Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by Chinook Ceadery. This is episode 528. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Let's go. Made it to Thursday. It's basically the weekend.
Love it.
Feels good. Feels right.
What a great transition. I wanted to ask you off the top. So I just posted a TikTok. And the topic of said TikTok. And I want to work through this. I want to get your thoughts here.
Okay.
Day baseball.
Yeah.
Where do we stand? I know we've addressed it, like we've alluded to it, but like we need to get to the bottom of this. Day baseball, how do we feel about it? Because I've been watching some day baseball today, watching some as we speak. Where are we at on day baseball? Because in the video I said it's either massively underrated or it's the worst thing ever. And I think it just depends. It falls on whether or not you're able, like you're in a point of life, you're in a situation in life where you can watch day baseball regularly or not. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Definitely know what you mean.
Like if you're out on the work site.
Right. Let's be real. If you're working from home, you love day baseball. Right.
That's my point.
And we're referring to Monday through Friday day baseball.
Correct. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Weekday,
for sure.
day baseball.
Weekday day baseball.
I think it also depends on time zones. That's another factor to consider here. Right? Like being on the West Coast, I love my time zone when it comes to baseball. Because like you get day baseball starting at 10 a.m. If you got the chance to throw that on. Then you have maybe another round at 1 p.m., right? And then you've got...
And then 4.
And then you got 4.
That's almost illegal.
And then you have your local West Coast games at 7. So you can end it with Padres, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, A's, Giants. Like you have all day.
And then
the
you
West
could even
Coast is under freaking rated.
And then you could watch a show by the time you're done with your West Coast games if you really wanted to. That's illegal. But
or
all
if
that
you're
to
like
say,
Daddy, you got 2 TVs up. You throw that night game on mute. Oh my gosh. And it's TV show with the wife on the right.
Unbelievable. What's the verdict here? Do we like? Is it massively underrated, or is it just the worst thing ever? Because honestly, you and I are in different boats here. 3 days a week or 2 days a week I'm working from home, but I also work a desk job, so like I could in theory have it up if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, you're at different sites. You're away from your home office where you're at now from time to time. So like, can we arrive at a resolution here, or how do we feel? What's the verdict? I don't know why I feel particularly strongly about this today, but I was just sitting there. It's beautiful outside. The games I watched today, beautiful outside at those parks. I'm like, this seems great, but am I overhyping it in my head?
I'm gonna say underrated. I'm gonna give the slight edge to underrated.
I agree. I don't think we value day baseball the way it should be valued.
I agree. Again, but it depends on your situation. Depends on your time zone. Depends on your work scenario.
You West Coast people make me sick.
I'm telling you, man, it's something that needs to be documented and understood. That when it comes to baseball viewing, we have the superior time zone.
Sickening. You know what else is sickening? The fact that Juan Soto came out this week and all but admitted that he misses his boys in the Bronx, specifically one boy in particular by the name of Aaron Judge. You said this. I think it in some way, shape, or form, I agreed with you. Many other people were saying this. This was very. Now, let's take a step back first. Whether or not I feel like he should have continue to play for the Yankees or the Mets at a more macro level, like what this does for his image, his branding, his career trajectory as a whole, different conversation. Mm-hmm. But strictly speaking, strictly addressing the whole, like, what are my numbers going to look like at the end of each season for the next decade plus? Mm-hmm. I feel like this was, or as long as Aaron Judge is playing for the Yankees.
Yeah, we'll say 5-6 years. Yeah.
I feel like this was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Soto, like, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe less time spent on trying to negotiate clothing allowances for your family and more time looking at the cold, hard numbers. My brother, you could have seen this coming a mile away.
Tried to tell you. You had it made in the shade, man. You had. I think, to be fair, we are basing it off of quite literally one of the best seasons a hitter's ever had. So I don't think we can say that what Aaron Judge did last year is the norm or would be the norm moving forward. But you see the way he's doing it already, the start of this year, it's like, yeah, that you're clearly in a better situation with him behind you. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, would your approach change in let's just call it like a 5-year vacuum? 2021, if you've got these two on the same team, and Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge, are you changing your approach year to year? Aside from the fact that Aaron Judge had an absolutely historic season last year, next year, if Soto was on the team with him, are you assuming he's not going to do the same thing historically, but he's still going to be Aaron Judge? Like, are you really changing your approach that much?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't change.
Or the way you attack him, I should say.
We knew this, man. We knew this. Look, like, I don't want to be a hater. I'm not a Soto hater. I like Soto.
Can I jump in real quick? I realized I didn't even share the quote that we're discussing.
Yeah, go ahead and throw that out there. That's probably important.
So they were asking Soto about no longer hitting in front of Judge, and his response was, "It's definitely different. I had the best hitter in baseball hitting behind me. I was getting more attacked and more pitches in the strike zone, less intentional walks and things like that. I was pitched differently last year."
Yep.
Continue on. Sorry.
Checks out. Definitely checks out. Adds up. What do you want, man? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? It's this whole scenario. Look, like I said, I'm not a hater for Soto. I like Soto. Am I a little bummed he's not a Yankee for the rest of his career? Yeah, it in my mind, it felt right. It felt like a great fit. He looked great in the uniform. Fans loved him. It was a successful year. Like, it all felt like it made sense for him to come back. Do I understand why he went a different route? Yes. I just don't want I don't want him to turn into like a Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Where, like, you see him go to the Golden State Warriors and he gets his ring. Everything looks great. You check that box, and I'm not saying Soto got a ring, but you know what I'm saying? Like, ever since that, Durant has been like, let's go here. Doesn't work. Fine. I want to trade. And like, an organization basically implodes just to make it happen and get him. And now he's destroyed the Brooklyn Nets. Now he's destroyed the Phoenix Suns. And you're like, what? You're just burning bridges everywhere you go. And I'm not saying that anything's similar in baseball, because, like, clearly Soto's going to be locked up as a Met for a while. But as much as we can give credit to Stevie Cohen, like, we knew that once you make this signing, you're not able to just go out and do what the Dodgers did, because they did it in a better, smarter way. Instead of just backing up the Brinks truck and saying, here's all of our money. So I'd feel bummed about this. I don't know I haven't really paid attention to the Mets a ton this year. I'll put my hand up on that. Who's been hitting behind him primarily? I'm assuming Pete.
Pete's been swinging it well, I gotta say. I know we're not the biggest of Pete Alonso guys, but
I'm
by the way,
it's Pete.
Let me confirm that. Did you see, by the way, that I saw an article that said he's eyeing a return to the WBC next year? In front of who, Pete?
Eyeing a return. Please, you're first in line. You called Mark DeRosa and Aaron Judge already, bro. Like, you've already made that call. Don't act like, I'm kind of considering it. No, you're not.
I don't know. Does he think he's playing first on that team? Because if Bryce Harper is even remotely interested, I don't know where Pete thinks he's playing.
There's a few names I'd take. I'd take Freddie. I'd take Matty O.
Pete's hitting behind him, just to confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Pete's been swinging it real well, dude. 5 homers, 365.
I don't really love that comment. Like, I get it's honest, and we talk about this all the time. We're like, we love when the politically correct copy-paste answers can sometimes be put aside, and there's just like real raw comments coming through. That's great. It feels great. I just don't get it. Pete's off to a good start. You have Frankie Lindor ahead of you. Like, what positive outcome are you assuming is gonna come out of this? Just strange. Meanwhile, Judge is like hitting over 400. So,
yeah, I mean, that wasn't a note to say that Pete's hitting better than Aaron, but just the fact that Pete's hitting well, especially after
it's like, relax.
The drama that went down this offseason with him literally waiting outside the door of Citi Field.
I feel like there's a very clear route to go with majority of media questions. There's 2 routes to go, and it's, when in doubt, just praise your current team and current situation. How hard is it to do that?
You weren't kidding about the Suns, by the way. I saw.
Oh, it's just an
kind of going off the off topic here, but I saw something the other day that said, of the, what are there, 32 teams in the NBA?
Sure, I don't know. I think 32.
30, 32, whatever. Of the whatever amount of teams.
Yeah, because it's 8 and 8 in the playoffs. It's half the league.
There's only one team that was no, I'm sorry. All but one team in the NBA was either in the playoffs, in the play-in games, or had a lottery pick. Only one team wasn't in that mix at all, and it was the Suns.
Crazy. They traded away all their first-round picks for this horrible team and a Kevin Durant who plays half the games. Insane. They just fired their coach. Like, it's a train wreck. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't even think the Mets are going to become that in any way. And I don't think Soto is going to be considered that. But it's like, you got to wonder, the grass ain't always greener. And no one feels bad for you when you leave for that bag. And then try to say that you kind of miss the way it used to be. I don't have any. Sorry, I don't have any empathy for this.
This was so predictable. And on the flip side, just to put a ball in this real quick, because we got to move on. To play devil's advocate here, the people that are freaking out about the first 20 games of a 15-year contract, relax.
Yeah, calm down.
Your anti-Soto bias is showing when you're sitting here writing up, like, putting the nail in the coffin of his career based on the way the first 20 games has gone. Bro, chill, okay? Relax.
Yep.
He's still a generational talent. I stand by it. But he maybe could have been a generational talent and then some had he stayed in the Bronx.
Could have been.
But coulda, shoulda, woulda, Nate, I got a new little thing I thought of the other day that I wanted to introduce today. Are you ready for it?
I don't know. I don't like being put on the spot.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes.
All right, so it's this little thing that I want to start doing this year. I'm calling it the credit cannon, and we're just gonna blast some dudes with credit, with props, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Let's start here with Tyler Soderstrom. Killing it, dude.
Goodness.
When are we gonna recognize what this guy's doing? Like, when are we gonna give this guy? Well, right now we're gonna give this guy's props, but
Right now we're gonna hit him with a cannon.
I mean, is this?
I'm gonna pull his numbers back up real quick.
I mean, I've got his numbers. You want to know his numbers right now?
First off, great baseball name and probably the most A's name there's ever,
Very
there's
A's
ever
name.
been.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know
Yeah.
why the A's have like
They just have a way
style
with
of
that.
names, but that's a
Yeah.
very A's name for sure. His numbers on the year entering Thursday, today. 8 homers. He's hitting 324, 17 ribbies, on base a 395, slugging 706, OPS of 1101. His OPS plus is 223.
Let's uptick it because he went yaya today. So 9 home runs, 18 RBIs.
He's the first player in MLB history to have 3 multi-homer games in a season before the midway point of April.
That's crazy.
And what's even crazier, you want to talk about an uptick. He had 9. You said he hit one today, so he's got 9 on the year.
Yep.
He hit 9 in 189 ABs last season. He's already got 9 through, call it 70.
That's feeling something, man.
Is this legit? Like is this the start of something? Well, I mean, A's fans will be able to speak to a little bit better, but from a recognition, household name kind of perspective, is this the start of something special, or are we just catching lightning in a bottle here with Tyler?
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't want to like put a cap on it necessarily. I think it's exciting when you have like a super hot start to a year, and it's obviously way easier versus digging yourself out of a hole come May when you're like, that was a terrible April. So he's doing great. I think it's something that's going to set him up for success. What I worry about is that, like, I hope he doesn't feel like this is the norm, because when this does eventually come back down to earth, you don't want to see him completely just implode. You know what I mean? And you see that with guys. You've definitely seen that with guys, like younger players that just feel like this is what the big leagues are. I got this in the bag. You know what I mean? And then crash burn, and you feel like you're not sure where the middle ground is. So there's this fine line of like, let's build up confidence, let's build up numbers, let's carry this as far as we can. But I hope that there's some understanding that, like, this isn't sustainable. You know what I mean? I think you're off to a great start. I think you're hopefully going to end the year in a positive note and have great numbers to catapult yourself into what he hopes to be a good career. But I don't want to see him think that this is the norm.
His baseball savant page is literally off the charts.
Just all red.
Crazy. But ultimately, what I hear you saying, though, is you don't believe that Tyler Soderstrom can be this generation's Barry Bonds.
Probably not.
or at least this season's Barry Bonds.
Probably not. But
Bold
I like
of you.
what you're doing.
Bold.
I like what you're doing, Mr. Soderstrom. Keep it up.
Do you
also, hitting in that ballpark has got to be feeling quite nice.
Oh, baby. Super quick note on that though, and this is gonna rub some people the wrong way, but I'm kind of, I didn't think I would. I'm kind of digging the minor league, just as like a temporary measure. Like I
like it with the Rays too.
It's dude, especially the Rays. It's
Yeah.
like kind of quirky. I'm like, we know this isn't going to be the long haul, but I would, and just because I was watching the series this week against the Sox, I would much rather watch a Rays team play in a minor league stadium where they're going to fill the park than watch them in the Trop where they're going to have pockets of people scattered throughout. And it ultimately is like the same amount of people. Like, just give me, I don't know, maybe that's the minority there.
Like if you're in those areas, go. I think it's such a cool, unique experience. Like this isn't forever. It's a temporary thing. And
Right.
and it's probably a lot cheaper. Go.
I kind of dig it. I didn't think
I do too.
Hand up. I didn't think I'd get to this point, but I'm at least this point in the
like it.
season.
I don't know.
Might
I gotta
change.
look at numbers, but I feel like my prediction is looking pretty good, by the way. It's a hot take prediction. Where are they at? They have scored 88 runs so far. And I said that they were going to set a franchise record for runs scored. Never know.
In the chat, the field in Sacramento is actually a really nice minor league field. They had a party area in left field along the baseline. It looks like it could be removed or covered up for the A's. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, as a keyword, temporary measure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm if it's just for the time being, I'm about it. Just
Why
let's
not?
let it ride. Let's enjoy it, and then we'll get back to the 10% attendance records for the Trop whenever they make their inevitable return. Kyle Tucker through his first 18 career games had 23 hits, 19 runs scored, 18 ribbies, and 15 walks. No other player in Major League Baseball all time had reached those marks through their first 18 games with a single team. That's courtesy of Opta Stats. Kyle Tucker is living up to the, I don't want to say the hype, but the level of discussion that his name warranted to start this season. He is absolutely mashing. Another key for Kyle Tucker, I think, to credit his success towards is that he's seeing the ball very, very well. He's hitting for average. I think he's hitting, coming in today, he's hitting 301. He's got 5 homers. But he leads all of baseball in walks, and his strikeout percentage is rather low.
Yep.
And so it's good to see that for the Cubs. Again, we talked about it recently. You hate to lose Justin Steele in a year where you've got Kyle Tucker in your back pocket, and you're, like we said, as the Cubs, you're making a real go at this thing. But he's at least holding up his end of the bargain, and that's not to say that others aren't necessarily. Like, you can't necessarily control injuries to the fullest extent, but where does this leave him with extension talks? Because I've seen the rumors floating around that they're trying to get something worked back up again.
I think I heard somewhere that I think it was whoever represents Dansby, same representation for Kyle Tucker. I think it was either Dansby or Cody Bellinger.
It is Dansby. Nate knows ball. Excel Sports Management.
So same place. So like, I think that's a little bit of like a, hey, we've done this before. We've had big contract conversations with your group before. I think it's super, super important for the Cubs to at least try. But at this rate, it's like, I don't know, man. Kyle Tucker may have to ride this one out. He may have to ride this one out because, like, the doubles are already looking good. He's gotten close to 40 doubles a few times in his career. You know, the home runs are in that 30 range. I know a lot of it is depending on like the way the wind's blowing in Wrigley, and it just depends. But like the fact that you're off to this good of a start in April in Wrigley, like you're setting the foundation for what's going to be a really good summer. You know, when it's warm there and it's like full on, feels like baseball season in Chicago. And who knows, maybe he gets to that point where if you're in double digit home run territory mid-May, who knows what he's going to do? You know what I mean? We could be talking in the swipes. Like, he can swipe some bags. I don't know if he gets to 30, but like 2020 is for sure in play here. I don't know. It's just I think it's the fact that he is like the leading free agent this offseason. If it was a different year and you had other names in the mix, like maybe that changes the equation. But I think he's like the clear-cut number one free agent this offseason. Makes extension hard to imagine.
I'll feel you.
But great start.
Speaking of a great start, Corbin Carroll. His 2025 season so far, according to Database Hit, slashing 329, 410, 699. He's got 6 homers, 16, and this was before today's game. He swiped a few bags, I think got on base. 6 homers, 16 runs scored, 16 ribbies. 1 stolen bag. Again, I think he got like 2 or 3 today, so that's already up there. 202 weighted runs created plus 1.1 F WAR.
Yeah, he went 1 for 5, 2 runs, and an RBI today. Man.
He's got I believe a 10-game hitting streak, and his on-base streak to start the year is at 18 games. And he had a grand slam on Tuesday, and I think that was
he had 3 stolen bases today.
Yeah. It was the day after you took up your sword for him with the World Baseball Classic talk, with the roster talk. Goes out the next day.
Crazy.
Grand slam. He's got the
crazy.
Gave him the Nate bump.
Told you, man. Kind of pissed that I traded him. But yeah, dude. Big mechanical adjustment. I'm sure if you've watched anything from Corbin Carroll and you're not living under a rock, you've seen it. The hands have been brought lower and further away from his body. And I'm a big fan of that. You see a lot of hitters that just try to have some clearance. And I think I remember like him dealing with like a lot of shoulder issues his rookie year and last year. So you got to assume that like shoulders start to affect that approach and mechanics a little bit. Jason Hayward's like a famous one who destroyed shoulders early in his career, and it's just like it hindered the way he did stuff. So I'm glad to see that this adjustment has worked in his favor. We knew that the rest of the skills were there. Like the on base is insane. The swipes are insane. But like the fact that he's brought back the power, man, I'm telling you, this is why I'm high on the D-backs this year. He's a big reason for it. And the fact that he's returned to that rookie status of what he was doing that year. I mean, you're like, this guy's going to have MVP votes at the end of the year. So look out. And they're doing this without Ketel Marte, by the way. He's been on the shelf for a little bit. So he's coming back. Just a really good lineup, man. Really good lineup. I like the haircut, by the way. I like
I'm with you.
Yeah, the Lord Farquaad was just It only
I
lasted so long.
I was blown away at the amount of people that couldn't see it. They're like, I don't know what you're all going on about with Lord Farquaad. Like, look at him, dude. Look
He
at
had
the
the
old
Farquaad
haircut.
hair.
Tell me that's not Lord Farquaad. What are we even doing? I mean, I know there's some silly comps made out there, but
that was spot on.
spot on. What are we doing? Speaking of spot on, guy who's spot on with his location and pretty much everything else, Hunter Green. Hunter Green's last 14 starts dating back to 2024. This is according to Running from the OPS, Running from the Ops. I like that. 85.1 innings pitched. Again, this is last 14 starts dating back to 2024. 85 and a third. 10.23 Ks per nine. 2.32 walks per nine. 2.51 FIP. A 3 F4. His 1.05 ERA over that span is the lowest in all of baseball. They finished the tweet with, "We're witnessing something truly special from a top-tier arm." Dude, these game logs, can we just discuss these game logs here real quick? On the season, I'm difficult of seeing in my later years. Let's get to zoom in here. First start of the season, 6 innings, 7 Ks, 1 earned run. Next start, 6 2/3, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks. Next start, 5 2/3, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. His start from this week against the Braves, 5 innings, 0 earned runs, 10 Ks. No,
Yeah.
excuse me. Nope.
These.
That's absolutely wrong. That's Chris Bassett's numbers, who we're going to get into next. First start of the year. No, listen. No, honestly, even better.
Clean it up.
Even better. Even better. All right, let's just. Here we go. Hunter Green, first start of the year. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. Next start, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. Next start, 8 2/3. 0 earned run, 7 Ks. And then against the Pirates, 7 innings, 0 earned run, 8 Ks.
All right. It's more like it. Already at a 1.5 WAR. Whoa. But you mentioned one stat to me. Well, a couple stats that are really standing out to me. The strikeouts per 9, that's we're used to this, right? Like we knew that this was in the tank. Now we're starting to tailor in the control a little bit. The walks per 9 are down, way down.
Leads all of baseball in WHIP with a .578.
Craziness.
His ERA plus is 4.38, which,
yeah,
I mean, that's silly.
That's actually crazy. But the walks per 9, I mean, that's where like it jumps out to me. 2022, 3.4. 2023, 3.9. Last year, 3.4. This year so far, 1.3. So the control is just ridiculous right now. We knew the strikeouts were coming. This is kind of how you have to pitch in that ballpark. Can't let guys get on, and you can't get beat by the long ball. And all of a sudden, in that ballpark, it's a big difference. So what he's doing is insane. I hope health is on his side. Has yet to make more than 26 starts in his career. And has yet to break the 150 inning mark in his career. I know it's young and we're still kind of figuring out who he is, but like, if this is what he is and this is the route he's going, you're going to start to eventually get into territories that are a little uncharted, right? And when he starts getting into 170, 180, 190 innings, if he's healthy, and at that velocity, you just hope that this could be a good story and doesn't end negatively. Because at this rate, yeah, there's a good chance he's looking at a Cy Young. Maybe I feel like he's for sure going to start the All-Star game though.
Who picked Who picked
You
him?
got your guy. You just traded for him today.
Yep, sure did.
Absolutely fleece job of a trade that you pulled off today. Heist.
Well, when the person comes back saying, actually, you know what? Send it. What do you want me to do? Not send it? I'm going to send it.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
I got to do what I got to do. All right.
Terrible.
You know who hasn't been terrible? Chris Bassett through 4 starts, 23 and a third innings, 31 Ks, leads all of baseball with an ERA of .77 and has a whip of 107. I won't read his game logs. Yeah, well, not that. I read you his game logs, so I won't go through those. But yeah, on the year, 2-0. As I mentioned, lowest ERA in all of baseball among qualified starting pitching, and leads MLB. You thought Hunter Green's ERA plus was good. Leads all of baseball with an ERA plus of 5.17. Quite frankly, don't even know how that's really mathematically possible. But
man is one whole starting pitching staff.
It's crazy. It makes no sense. Who was involved in the trade that you said was a fleece? So let's just go ahead and
my. Well, let's get into this. There's no way this continues. I had him last year in fantasy. We all know what Chris Bassett is.
I had him in fantasy, I believe, last year too.
Yeah, because I dropped him because it's a nightmare.
That's not true.
It's a roller coaster. I like what he's doing. It's impressive so far. I don't expect it to last. I don't.
Why not?
I just don't. I think we know what he is. I did pull up his numbers though, so let me pull it back up. Boop, boop. He's 36 for 1. For 2, his strikeouts per 9 are way above his career average. His career average is an 8.4 Ks per 9. So far this year, he's at a 12. I don't think you just suddenly figure out swing and miss stuff at 36. I'm going to go ahead and say...
I'm going to be fair. Nolan Ryan was doing it when he was like 60, so...
He also hasn't given up a home run yet.
Maybe Chris Bassett is our generation's Nolan Ryan. Who's to really say?
Yeah. No, this ain't going to last. Sorry. Good thing you traded him away. You sold high. We sold high.
Speaking of trading away, how this guy is still playing baseball. I'm glad that my take held up. You didn't think this guy would see a baseball field ever again after his glove throwing incident. Jorge Lopez, reliever for the Washington Nationals currently at the moment, suspended for throwing at Andrew McCutchen in this series.
Watch it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it didn't look good, and he didn't respond the way a guy that's apologetic
to McCutchen though
would. Yeah, I mean, come on, what
a weird. I can't ever imagine being mad at that guy.
Well, he hit. I think he hit Brian Reynolds like the AB before.
That I get.
Okay, well. That's a separate conversation, but hits Brian Reynolds and then throws at McCutchen like whatever, whether it was intentional or not. It was in the area that you're just not supposed to throw at guys unless. No, you know what? I'm not even going to say unless. I'm not going to even promote or advocate that. It just didn't look good, and then he's sort of making his way to home plate. Him and Kutch, I think, started jawing off a little bit. I think even the benches cleared. Was that the game that I saw? Yeah, this guy stinks. This guy stinks.
It's hard to
Did I mention though, suspended for 3 games. He, as you would expect, is appealing. But takeaway here, don't throw a Kutch. Like whatever. Throw it literally anybody else. If you want to join Nate's team and say, yeah, I get why I threw Brian Reynolds, be my guest. But I think we can all collectively agree that Kutch is not the guy.
Kutch ain't the one.
He's not the guy.
But I don't understand it.
Not
I didn't watch the game, but It's just, certain antics that you can't get away from. So maybe Trevor Bauer's team has a spot open.
Apparently I saw something today. It said he got kind of knocked around in his start in Japan this week.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wonder when you start losing steam. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When's the bit end?
It's we're all done.
No, but in terms of Lopez, I did see some people come to his albeit sarcastic defense, but they're like, "What? How much can you really expect from a guy that can't find the strike zone?" And to their point, they may be onto something, because in his response after the game, he did say, "I apologize for everything. I didn't make any purpose pitch there. I've been trying to find my way with my delivery, been trying to find my way through the whole season. Brother, we've played like 20 games. It's really miserable to have that happen. I regret what just happened."
Yeah. Nah, I'm not buying it.
I mean, if you stink, you stink.
It's true.
That's the takeaway here.
Yeah. If you lack character, you lack character. Don't come with my boy Kutch.
Yeah, that's, again, takeaway, don't throw Kutch. Because then the baseball gods aren't going to be happy with you, because it's going to result in a O'Neal Cruz grand slam later in that inning, as it did in that game, giving the Pirates a 6-1 win. So yeah, just don't upset the apple cart, Jorge. This may be the last time you do such a thing, because I don't know how much longer you've got in this game, dude. I really don't.
Right.
What a fall off. What a fall off. He was part of that nasty pen in Baltimore, and then ended up in New York, ended up in Washington. I think there was even a team in between there.
Probably Cubs.
Was it the Cubs?
I think it was a Cub.
Unbelievable.
Twin.
Yeah, what a fall off.
Twin was where the glove throwing happened, right? Or was it the Mets?
Mets.
Yeah. Move along. Call Trevor. See if he's got a spot open for you.
Speaking of Trevor, former Dodger, the Dodgers, closing the book here, Dodgers will be hosting, Dodger Stadium, that is, will be hosting the 2028 Olympics. That was announced earlier this week. Baseball and softball will return to the Olympics after not being included in the 2024 Paris Games. Any thoughts there? Any thoughts, more importantly, on potential impacts it has on the MLB landscape? Because I did see where Manfred was
Olympics, right?
Yeah, I saw where Manfred was quoted as saying something to the effect of, like, we're looking into it about letting guys from MLB consider it. You don't?
We have ours. We don't need the Olympics. The WBC is on the rise, man. Like, I don't even know why we wanted back into the Olympics.
Yeah.
I understand. Like, let college kids do it again. You know what I mean? Like, that's electric. You let a USA college team get after it, like
college minors, even.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of out on it. Like, because you're only set up for failure, right? Like, the USA team in basketball is like, if you don't win gold, you're like, how?
Right. Yeah.
Right? But then if you win it, you're like, well, duh. You host, your country hosts the greatest league in the sport.
You've got Kevin Durant on you. He's like your 10th guy off the bench. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't love it. Softball, cool. Keep it. Baseball, like, Make it for college kids. Like, I don't like it during the summer. I don't like the idea of my team with very real, ripple effects if my guy leaves for a week or two. Like, I don't like it.
I'm with you. Yeah, like I will say, though, if the World Baseball Classic had not picked up as much steam as it had in the last,
then maybe
5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, then maybe, because at the end of the day, like, it is the Olympics. That's a huge deal. But I don't know. There's just, the momentum the WBC has, the steam it's picking up, and the intentionality that it has is really the biggest thing for me. Like, this is this is for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget, the Olympics left out baseball the last time around. The World Baseball Classic is intentional in its effort to grow the international landscape of the sport. The Olympics are like, oh, we could do with or without, whatever. And there's a reason.
The rest of the Olympics is about amateur status. I don't understand why it doesn't work the same for our major sports.
I just love what the WBC is doing. Like, I agree. Mean, as we've mentioned, we went to the last one. One of the coolest baseball events I've ever been to, and I can't help but think that this next time around, especially with Judge in the mix, and if you can get a guy like Harper in there and add to really kind of fill in some gaps, some shortcomings we had on the last roster, get a little bit more star power in there. Now that the guys are seeing, like, oh shoot, like, people are buying into this, and like this.
Yeah. Like, you're also not going to catch, like, I don't know how Olympic qualifiers work, like, as a country. I don't know if it's like a per sport thing, or like, hey, let's say Sweden is qualifying for 3 or 4 different events. Does that automatically get them into the baseball side of things as well? You know what I mean? Like, and I doubt there's a whole lot of Swedish baseball players who are going to be able to do it. You know what I mean? And then you have, like, other countries like the DR. Pretty sure the DR is, like, really only known for baseball. Like, are they not qualifying for the other sports? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what if countries that are so prominent for baseball players aren't even qualified to compete in the Olympics, and then you have USA, who's always going to qualify for stuff, and then, like, Japan, who's always going to qualify for stuff. Like, you're not even getting, like, the full exposure to all the baseball talent the way you already do for the WBC.
Right.
So I don't see how it would be anything good for baseball, especially with it being in the middle of the season. And that also lines up for another CBA agreement year, isn't it? I think 2028 is. That's interesting. I really, really hope that doesn't affect things. We don't need another delayed start, my man.
No.
That was not fun. 2026
set to expire on December 1st, 2026.
Oh.
I was getting my even numbers mixed up. It was 6, not 8.
All good. But that is probably going to be a part of the conversation.
Sure. Speaking of dates, the Rays do not like April 15th. I don't know if you saw this. Haven't won on April 15th in 15 years.
They've only been around so long. That's crazy.
I don't know what they've got against Jackie Robinson. That is, as we know, Jackie Robinson Day.
That's tough.
They don't like it, apparently. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to make any accusations, but something going on down there. But yeah, to the people that are like, slow news day at the office, it's like, dude, literally, if you pay attention to baseball, even remote, like you see. Well, I mean, I guess if you're somebody like me who's constantly kind of, like looking for headlines, things to mention on the pod, you see one outlet shared and then another outlet shares that they're talking about it on the broadcast, things of this nature and that nature. It's like it
catches some steam.
I'm not just sitting here like looking for random factoids like that, but
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was made it, that headline made its rounds on April 15th, and Sox were able to take care of business to make it 15 years without a win on that date. Last thing here, Ken Griffey Jr. Have you seen all this stuff with the Masters?
I saw clips of an interview. Is that what you're referring to?
dude's a menace behind the lens. He got some incredible shots of Rory at the end. Oh yeah. He's like, yeah, that was ultimately the whole reason I brought it up is his whole photography thing. Dude,
him and Randy just,
yeah, dude, him and Randy apparently just taking over the retired MLB Hall of Famer photographer industry by storm.
yeah.
Check out those pictures. Check out those photos that he got if you haven't. Guy's incredible, and it doesn't seem like he spares any expense for equipment, dude. The freaking thing was like, I mean, it was like the size of a cannon. But anyway, just thought I know you're a big golf guy. Thought you'd
I don't
appreciate
know.
that.
I'll have to find. He did an interview that was like, I think it was that Ryan Clark podcast. You seen that one?
Yeah.
Fairly controversial at times, but I think he talked a little golf on that one too, and yet there was like a cool story with Nolan Ryan too. I think that was the one I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know they had pictures. I mean, shout out to it's just side quests. Just side
Dude, it's
quests.
crazy. Like I'm like one of the greatest to ever play the game. I'm in the Hall of Fame, and now I'm gonna go take like award-winning pictures. It's crazy.
Side quests. Love
Anyway, that'll do it. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys. Hopefully, we get back on normal schedule. We'll be hopefully back Sunday. Well, Sunday's Easter, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe not then.
Maybe Monday. Who knows? We'll let you know. You'll hear from us soon. But unless you got anything else, say we get out of here.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. I'm with you. Yeah. Do you have your initials on my hat? Or do you have my initials on your hat? Is that an NR?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Is that mine?
No rivals. This is a new hat. I got a hat sickness. I'm only wearing hats like twice now before I get a new hat. This train is not stopping. No, I'm just collecting them.
I'd like that one.
I love this one. I got this down in Tennessee when we were down there this past weekend.
Could have guessed.
Thanks.
Shout out to those who are watching us via stream or YouTube. You're an impressive human being. And we love you. Don't go chasing curveballs.
Love y'all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.